I'm gonna build a 3D printable claw machine today. Let's get started. Okay, so I wanted my claw machine to be 100% 3D printable, meaning no electronics, no software, no special hardware. All you need is just a 3D printer, that's it. Now the reason I'm doing it this way is pretty simple. I don't know shit about electronics. The first time someone mentioned the word Arduino to me, I thought they were talking about their Middle Eastern cousin or something. But from what I've heard, people don't usually plug a gas leak sensor into their cousin, so that kinda helps me figure it out. But in all seriousness, this no electronics thing is much easier said than done because traditionally, claw machines use a lot of electronics for the XY movement and the deployment of the claw. And we have to find mechanical substitutes for all of that stuff. I'll start working on the XY mechanism that moves the claw around first because I have an idea for how I'm gonna do that. And I'll leave the difficult part, which is the claw mechanism, for future me in hopes that that lazy fat bastard will somehow figure it out. Okay, so for the X5 movement, I'm gonna use something known as a rack and pinion mechanism, not to be confused with the rack and onion mechanism, which doesn't do much. But anyway, this mechanism is most commonly used in steering wheels to convert rotational motion into linear motion. I think it'll be easier to understand if I show you this prototype I made. Sorry, that was embarrassing. I was trying to do this, but clearly it did not work. Anyway, these cranks control the X and Y axis movements and move this cursor around, which will eventually hold the claw mechanism. Pretty simple, right? After this, I started working on the chamber where the prize items will be stored. I designed a base plate with a hole and some pillars with some grooves in them to hold the plexiglass or acrylic sheets, which will be used as windows for the claw machine. Okay, a pro tip for printing pillars or anything tall in general: if you don't want your prints to fail, then you need to use these areolas. I don't know what these are actually called, but it's the thing that makes it look like your 3D printer has nipples. Use it! Anyway, the reason I'm using plexiglass for the windows is because unfortunately this is the one part that I couldn't make 3D printable. I tried printing these in clear filament and it made everything inside the claw machine look like Japanese genitalia, which again is not ideal. But these acrylic sheets are cheap and available everywhere, so you should be fine. For this project, we're gonna use 1mm thick plexiglass and cut it into these dimensions and fit them in to test if they work. Perfect! Okay, this is what we have so far, and while I'm quite proud of it, I have found a minor problem with this design. There's no way for the prize to come out. Even if you win something, it just kinda sits there. And to be clear, it's not one of those claw machines where the prize was the friends you made along the way, so we need to fix this. And fix it we did. This is what I designed. It's the base of the claw machine. It's got a collection tub and a flap that you can lift to collect your prize. This also gave me a chance to name this claw machine, and I'm calling it the Mecha Claw 3000. Mecha for mechanical, claw for claw machine, and 3000 is the average weight of a female hippopotamus in pounds. I thought that was an interesting animal fact. Great, now that everything else is done, we can start with the difficult part, the claw. But before we do that, I would like to thank my sponsor for this video, PCBWay. If you guys want to build something, whether it's electronics, mechanical components, 3D printing, CNC, whatever you could possibly need, these guys can help. They've helped me with my past projects and their services are extremely affordable for the quality that you're getting with a quick turnaround. So it's a total no-brainer if you're starting a build project of your own. Check them out at the link in the description. Back to the video. Now before we start designing the claw for our claw machine, I need you to understand why it never works in the ones at the arcade. The claw is attached to the machine by a fucking string. That's why. Imagine if your hand was attached to your shoulder with a string. Do you understand how difficult it would be to do normal daily activities like picking your phone up from the table? That's a band-aid. Still a band-aid. That's a spoon. Still not my phone, but we're getting closer. And that's the band-aid again. Great! Do you see my point? Also, did I mention that the claw itself is designed in such a way that it won't be able to grip anything unless it closes completely? Which almost never happens, by the way. And the best part of it all? It's all by design. To fix both of these issues, here's what I have in mind. Have you seen those Japanese machines? No, not those Japanese machines. I meant these. They're called Gacha machines, and they have these capsules inside them which contain prizes. I was thinking if I use capsules for my claw machine, I could just make a static claw like this one and not worry about the size of the individual prizes. Say I want one of the prizes to be a peanut, it works. What about 2 peanuts? Still works. But toast, I hear you say. Surely it can't handle 3 peanuts, right? That would be ridiculous. Wrong! What about 4 peanuts? Sorry, I got a little carried away, but you get the idea. Also, instead of using a floppy string, we're going with a rigid shaft. There's a dick joke in there somewhere. It's your homework to figure that out, and let me know in the comments. Great! Let's assemble the claw machine now and test it out. And here's the claw machine. To test it out, I made these regular capsules and also these Pokeball versions. Wait, hold on, sorry. Nintendo is very litigious, so let's not call them that. Instead, we're gonna call them Animal Enslaving Spheres, and I'll be using them with these amazing models of some differently abled animals I found on Maker World. Links in the description. Let's fill up these capsules and put them in, and now we're ready to test it out. Say I wanna get that one. I can use the XY cranks to position the claw roughly above the capsule, and then I can rotate the claw shaft to bring it down, grab the capsule, pull it back up, rotate it again to lock it in place, and now we can bring the claw back to the collection tub and push this bit right here to release the prize. Then we can lift the collection flap and get the prize. It's Charlie the Discolored Lizard! Yay! Okay, 2 important things I need to mention about this. 1. I've included 2 capsule sizes and 2 claw sizes in the 3D print files for this so that you, my digital friend, can use this machine with various prizes such as candy, human teeth, an unusually large booger, a smaller capsule, my anxiety medication, oh shit, so that's where it was, a second-hand tea bag, a prepubescent mutant ninja turtle, and so much more. 2. Speaking of the files, you can find the 3D print files for the claw machine in the description. You can either get them on Gumroad if you just want to get the files and be on your way, or if you want to support the channel and get these files as well as all of my other project files, you can become a Patreon member for the same price. Speaking of Patreon members, I would like to take a second to thank these beautiful people for enabling me to rent Shrek 2 every single day for 45 days straight with their hard-earned money. I feel like I shouldn't have told them what I'm doing with their money. That's about it, I guess. Comment down below if you want to see me make something else, and like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And while you're at it, I highly recommend watching this video next. I think you're gonna have a moderately positive experience watching it. See you later. Bye.
You and I, we are so random. You bring the darkness to the light, split the atom. I ignore the fact that this will never last.